I just thought we'd jump on and have a little quick dialogue and see how everybody's doing and what's going on. Um, my weekend was interesting. I got to watch television this weekend. That's something I don't normally do. I did get to watch Love is Blind. I've been watching TikTok videos, and a lot of you have been doing reviews about that. I have never seen that show before in my whole life, except for this weekend, and I found it sort of interesting. A lot of tears, a lot of crying, but it was a good show. I liked it. I normally only watch Bachelor in Paradise, but they didn't air it this year, so I'm just sort of waiting around for that. And the only other shows that I watch are also on Netflix, which I just finished season 3, which is Bridgerton. I am a Bridgerton girl. And by the way, Shonda Rhimes, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for Bridgerton. Thank you for Queen Charlotte. And thank you for one of my all-time favorite shows, which is no longer on television, Scandal. I just wanted to say that. I love Shonda Rhimes. Love you, love you, love you for all 3 of those shows. What'd you do this weekend?
I slept.
Like I didn't know what he did. I mean,
exactly. She was right there with me.
Yeah.
But my weekend was quiet and peaceful, so, nothing too big, nothing too fancy. Saw some family, visited some people.
Yeah, we
pretty chill, pretty relaxed.
Hung out with family this weekend too. Yeah. But back on the subject of Love is Blind, I just wanted to have a dialogue, part 3 to our little marriage conversation. Just the concept of the show, since we know the overall goal is marriage. I like the show, don't get me wrong. I just think, and I'm applying it to us, and everybody's different, and everyone's relationship is different. I just hope that people are really taking the time to, people who are in relationships and people who are on the verge of taking that next step, which is marriage, or who are in, even if you're not married, who are committed. I just hope that people are taking the time to really know their partners and to really know what they're signing up for. I think sometimes that people give the impression that, love is supposed to be perfect and people are supposed to be perfect and marriages are perfect, which is so not true. Everybody has problems in marriage. We have problems. We have our ups and our downs, but at the core of it, we both know each other very well. I think you know me. Do you know me?
Yeah, I know you.
You know me?
And you know me, but the thing about it is you have to understand, in a relationship in general, you're going to see the best and worst of the person you're dealing with.
Correct.
And you have to decide based on those factors, is that somebody you want to not just be a relationship with, but spend your life with? There are so many factors that people don't understand that can make or break not just a marriage, but a simple relationship.
Correct. I think...
And you have to lay all your cards on the table.
Correct. I think a lot of people, some people, not everyone, and this is just our opinion. We're just talking. We're just starting a dialogue here. I just, from what I've seen, there are people who just jump into things, and they don't really take the time to know their partner and know what they're getting into. Like for us as an example, Myron and I, we got married in 2013, so we've been married for 11 years. Prior to that, we dated for 2 years, so we had a romantic relationship since 2011. But prior to that, we've known each other since 1990, 91?
91.
Yeah, we actually met in high school. I was a freshman. Myron was a sophomore. So we're 1 year apart. I just turned 47 in June, and Myron is currently 48. but, you know, we met each other in high school, so we've known of each other for almost 30 years. We did separate once we graduated. I went to college, he went to college. And then we reconnected again in our mid-30s back in 2011. We are an old married couple.
Right.
But back in 2011 we reconnected. We were both in our mid-30s. And then we formed a love relationship from there. But we did have we were familiar with each other even when we reconnected. So we sort of knew what we were getting into. We knew each other's backgrounds. We knew each other's family dynamic, similar education, similar interests. Myron and I were both considered cornballs in school. Like, we were never a part of the popular crew. We both were sort of nerds. Like, we were into, I know I liked English literature, which is, I think in a previous video I mentioned how I got into Shakespeare. A lot of people don't know that I actually studied opera. I am a strong opera singer. But that was something I could never communicate growing up because that wasn't the popular thing to do. You know, we grew up in the bad boy era, Little Kim, Biggie. So, you know, I couldn't really converse about Mozart to some of my friends. They wouldn't have understood. Myron loved comic books.
Yeah, I was into comic books, but I also was a couch potato, but I was also book smart. So for me, sitting in the house relaxing.
Couch potato or homebody?
Couch potato. / homebody / comic book reader.
Okay.
Trifecta.
My exciting
Win for the
husband.
3.
It's
Yeah.
so exciting.
Win for the
here.
3. Yay.
It's so exciting. Go ahead.
I just followed more or less the path that I was comfortable with, where I was cool. So basically, I was just doing my own thing, you know, following my interest and my path of entertainment and things of that nature. But
Yeah.
I basically doing what I like to do.
Yeah,
Nobody
we both
else.
like different things. But we say that to say that we both knew that we were compatible, even long before we decided to get married. And I think the best advice is that you really, before you take that next step, is to really take the time to make sure that you know that person. Because I feel like, even prior to meeting Myron, when I was on the dating scene, like, a lot of people don't show you who they really are. They show you their representative. They put their best face forward, but you don't know them. They show you the good on paper person. You know, everything's perfect, everything's sweet, everything's good. That, you know, they're on their team you. But then you start to see little signs. Like, know when a person is, just like Maya Angelou said, when someone shows you who they are. And eventually, after enough time, someone will definitely show you who they are. And that's very important when it comes to picking a spouse. And it can save you a lot of heartbreak, because I know, like, even as a girl, like as a woman, and speaking from a woman, you want a relationship to work. You want and you hope and you pray that this person that you're in love with will be the person that will be your person pretty much for the rest of your life. So you only want to see the good in them. But you have to be a little savvy with people and understand that there is a duality to pretty much everyone. There's a good and a bad. Get to know that bad side as much as that good side to decide if that's something you want to put up with. You know what I mean? Is this somebody that I want to deal with for the rest of my life?
To piggyback on that, basically what we're saying is, you have to know the person. You have to hear their beliefs or their feelings on subjects, which are going to be different from yours. But you have to decide, hey, they feel this way about that. I feel that way about this. Can we still connect, or is this going to be a reason for us to part ways? It's okay. But you have to remember, you both have to put in what you want out of this relationship, and you both have to see each other and your good and bad and decide, is what they're doing detrimental to my spirit? Is what I'm doing detrimental to theirs? Are we going to connect on a higher level? Are we going to be good together, or are we going to be self-destructive?
Yeah.
Those are all factors you have to take into account for your own well-being and for the person you want to deal with.
Right. Is this person really good for you? Is this person going to bring out the best in you? And those types of questions take time. You cannot decide that in 6 months. I mean, I'm a romantic. I believe in, to somewhat of a degree, love at first sight, whatever. But a lot of that is lust. I mean, that's the Disney girl in me that wants to believe that, Prince Charming just fell in love with me upon first sight. Like, that's all cute and fine for Disney. But in the real world, just know, do your best to learn.
And it takes work.
It takes work. Do your best to put in that work. Learn your partner. Learn who you're with, and really understand the good and the bad sides of the person that you're with, because that can determine the longevity of your relationship. Anything else you want to add?
No, just work at it, people. Just work at it for your benefit and for the person you're with.
It is worth it, though. I think when you do find that right person, life is so much better. I think when you connect on a healthy level and you find that person who brings out the best in you, then there's no greater feeling than that. But in the same token, if you end up stuck with somebody who just brings you down because you didn't take the time to really know who they are, or they didn't show you who they are in the beginning and then you find out later, there's no worse feeling than that. So, just to end things on a positive note, I thought Love is Blind, to go back to the reality show that I saw this weekend. I thought it was entertaining. I thought it was good. I just think
love is hard work.
It's hard work. And I don't think personally that, you can really know somebody in such a short amount of time. And that might have saved a few people a couple tears. But again, love is a difficult thing. Love is different for every single person. And again, we're only speaking about our experience. We're not talking about anybody else. We're just trying to share some advice just based on what we've learned in 11 years as a married couple. Anything else you want to add?
No, just food for thought. Let us know what you think. This is just our opinion and our thoughts.
Yep. All right. Time
you guys
to go to
have
bed.
a good night. See you later.